think in this case of COVID now, once your visa is curtailed, yes, you can get on a new sponsor for tier 2 key. How exactly do you find a new school willing to sponsor you? Your dependence visa would also get curtailed. Pay your fees, and the school decides that they no longer want to have your student, or they can get a new employer willing to sponsor your visa, and you are liable to be banned from the UK maybe in 10 years. Hello everybody, welcome. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ambisi Ezim. If this is your first time of logging onto my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. So today I'll be talking about curtailment of visa. What does curtailment of visa? I mentioned it in my IHS video, charges, calculations and whatnot. It simply means your present visa, or the visa that you've been given, would be cut short. So the visa date would be cut short. Let's say your visa is due to expire 2024 or 2025, and due to some certain reasons which I'll be explaining in this video, it's been cut to maybe a few months time, 3 months time usually, and so you're required to leave within 3 months time. So your visa is now cut short by a whole lot. So what are the reasons that the Home Office curtails a person's visa? One of them is if you go against what you're required. So for this video, I'll be concentrating on tier 2 and tier 4. Hopefully I'll get a chance for tier 1, tier 5, the whole curtailment for those visas. So I'll be looking at my phone from time to time to just make sure I'm staying at the relevant section that I want to speak about. I understand the document online is a whole lot to take in, so I decided to do this video. In regards to tier 2, like you know, tier 2 visa is the work visa, the one that you're given either 3 years visa or 5 years visa, and tier 4 visa is a student visa. It's 60 days that it's usually given for your visa to be curtailed, so you're given like 6 days, about 3 months, like I said. These are the reasons that your visa will be curtailed. When you claim for public funds, you know that you're not allowed to claim for public funds on most, or rather tier 2 visa, tier 4 visa. When you don't comply with the conditions, let's say you're required to go to work for a certain employer, you're required to go to a certain university, and all of a sudden that you don't end up going to that university, or you end up not working for that employer, you go to work for a different employer. Another reason is false representation. So during your application process, let's say for some reason you were not caught forging your application, you're not caught lying about your situation, your circumstance. Maybe you have some criminal background, and during the application you did not declare that you have committed some criminal offense in the past, you did not make that known, and through the years or through the time you've been given a visa, you've come to the UK, they discover that yes, you do actually have some criminal offense, you are liable to get your visa curtailed before it's due to expire. Those are the general reasons. There are other reasons specific to tier 2 and tier 5. So for tier 2, for some reason your sponsor withdraws its license, your sponsor loses its license as well, your visa is automatically curtailed, then it's left to you to find a new sponsor. Then another reason is if you stop working, let's say for some reason you stop working on a tier 2 visa, then if there's been a change of job skill level. So when you apply for a visa, you had a certain level of qualification or a certain level of skill, and when you come to the UK it changes, then your visa is likely to be curtailed. If your salary has changed, for most jobs on the tier 2 there's a salary requirement for that particular job, and that's what your employer said they were going to pay you. Then you come to the UK and your salary changes, and for some reason the Home Office is notified or gets to know, then your visa will be curtailed because now you do not meet with the criteria and requirements of that visa. So you're getting paid low. You're now getting paid lower than what you meant to be paid. Change of qualification, level of job, change of job, shortage occupation, reduction in salary. Temporary salary reductions are permitted. Maternity leave, paternity leave, adoption leave, long-term sick leave, reduced working hours for a temporary period, workforce for the sponsors of these organizations whilst the migrant is not physically present. So those reasons, you're allowed you're allowed reduction in salary and your visa will not be curtailed. I hope that makes sense. But if is in a proper reduction, is as a form of penalty or as a form of other reasons, like the threshold has been reduced, your salary threshold or your salary has reduced for other reasons apart from what I've listed and a few others I've not listed as well, then your visa will be curtailed. For tier 4 is, I think it's obvious when you have your visa curtailed. Example, you're finding it difficult to pay your fees and the school decides that they no longer want to have you as a student, or they've sent you a letter, then you get an automatic curtailment of your visa within a couple of months. Failure to start your studies, you've been given visa to start your studies, you come into the UK and you don't start for some reason, your visa will be curtailed. In studies end early, if your study time was 3 years and for some reason your studies have ended early, then your visa will be curtailed shorter. Then if the studies have been delayed or deferred, then the sponsor, so that's your university, must notify the Home Office. I think in this case of COVID now, I think it's quite obvious that most people's studies may have been delayed. I think most courses now have gone online, so I don't know if it will apply to this case. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so I'll go back to tier 2. So for tier 2, is it the end of the world if your visa is curtailed? No, it isn't. If you can get a new employer before you are due to leave under the new dates to which your visa has been curtailed, then that is sorted. So let's say your visa is due to expire or has been curtailed to 3 months from now, June, July, August, sometimes September or October, then you're due to leave in October, but before that you get a new employer willing to sponsor your visa, then you don't need to leave. But if you do not have a sponsor, if you do not have, by the time that you're due to leave, it's advisable that you leave just before it's due to expire. If you leave after, then you have broken the immigration law in that regards, and you are liable to be banned from the UK maybe in 10 years. You're not allowed to come into the UK, so it's best to leave. If you can't find a sponsor before your curtailment date, then it's best to leave the UK. But if you do, then well and good. So a curtailment letter usually comes in this format. That's all I wanted to talk about, the whole curtailment of visa. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it a bit helpful, sort of a guide to lead you into what exactly is required of you once you're granted a visa, or if your visa has been curtailed, if you have to leave the UK, or if you can stay, how long you can stay for, if you can find or apply for a new visa sponsor while in the UK once your visa is curtailed. Yes, you can get on a new sponsor for tier 2 curtailment. You can look for a new sponsor before you're due to leave. Tier 4, I'm not so sure. You can literally find a new sponsor, a university sponsor, within 3 months and get a new visa application. I think you might have to leave to the home country. If this is not the case, I would leave the proper information down below. But as far as I know, for tier 4 it's a bit tricky. How exactly do you find a new school willing to sponsor you within the 3 months in the UK? Do you have to leave the UK or do you have to stay? But for tier 2, you can, before your visa is due to expire, the new expiration date, you can find a sponsor while in the UK. Hopefully, like I said, I would address for other visa types, tier 1, tier 5. As for dependent visas, I'll just say, if you have a dependent attached to your visa type, like tier 2, your dependent's visa will also get curtailed because they are allowed in the UK on the basis of you being present in the UK, if you get what I mean. So what applies to you applies to them in regard to the curtailment visa. I forgot to add that, but yeah, that's the case. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. If you have more questions, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I would love to help you. I would love to answer your questions for the ones I know. If I do not know the answer, I'm happy to go back and read and understand and get back to you or lead you to the place that you can find the answers. But until next time, this is just the guide to sort of navigate you through if you needed to go read the 401 page document of curtailment of visit or curtailment of leave. I've tried to summarize it as much as I can. This doesn't contain everything, obviously, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys.